Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. Wednesday, July the 5th. Well, Kyle. Such a spoiled brat Kyle is. He decides that he tells his father that, wait, first, when he heard Jack talking about one of you is going to have to step away. Ooh, well, that's pretty harsh on Summer. She's already lost so much. I mean, I think that's a lot if she loses Marquetti too. And Jack's like, you misunderstanding. It's not Summer that's going to be stepping away. It's you. Kyle looked at him. He said, wait a minute. I'm your son. And Jack says, yes, you are. And like you said, it's not fair to take Marquetti away from Summer when it's Summer is the reason we have Marquetti. See, remember, Summer left Genoa City to work for Marquetti, a sweet job Sally arranged. That's one of the best things Sally could have ever done, right? Trying to run her out of town. Summer worked there for a good while. And then Kyle decides he's going to chase her there. Kyle was doing co-CEO from where Summer was in Milan, right? And then he came back. Marchetti was always Summers. As a matter of fact, Angela Marchetti said she was going to sell it to Summer, right? And then that's how they talked Jack into buying it and bringing it under the Jabot umbrella. I never understood why Kyle was CEO and Summer reported to him as what, chief executive. She just had an executive a position, a man running the company, management, but Kyle was the CEO. Well, no, Summer should have been co-CEO with Kyle. That was her baby, period. So anyway, Kyle says, I'll let you know. Because he goes, oh, well, where's Billy going to go? And Jack's like, oh, no. Billy has the co-CEO job. So what am I supposed to do? Jack says, we have a lot of executive positions around here that you can easily fill, and you'll do very well at it. Well, it seems like a demotion to me. Really? Kyle she all but said, look, you just announced my mother CTO, give that to me. I mean, come on, Kyle. Period. You need to work the company, whatever position, because let's be real. Billy's only going to be in his position for another 6 months max. Billy can't stand corporate life for long. Then Kyle would have his position back. But no, he told Jack says, well, look, Kyle, I'm going to need your answer on it. And he goes, I'll let you know. And he goes storming out of there. And Diane was kind of like, ooh, yikes. So the two of them are talking, and she's telling him, I can't believe how Summer talked to me. Summer bit her head off. Summer was getting ready. She was picking up Harrison's toys, but she was getting ready to pack her stuff to leave, right? And Diane says, Summer, I just want you to know I'm here for you, Summer. If you need to talk, I'm here for you. Summer says, cut the crap, Diane. No, I don't need to confide in you. I don't need to talk to you. And so Diane says something and she goes, look, the one thing I asked you to do was you help get Kyle to forgive me. She goes, that was a test, Diane, and you failed. And Diane looked at it like, wait, what? And so Summer's like, now At least I don't have to pretend how I feel about you. All of this that's happening is your fault. All of it. And look, when she's saying all of it, she means because you decided to come back from the dead. That was your calculated plan, right? That's what she means by all of it. Because realistically, Phyllis started this last debacle a mess. But anyway, we won't talk about that. So then we have Lily. Lily was going into society, and Audra was just finishing a meeting with some power media player. Now, mind you, Audra has an office. If you are meeting a client you just inked the deal with, you having a why are you doing it in a public place? But that's how they do things in Genoa City, right? And so Lily goes, well, well, somebody looks like they, closed the deal or whatever. She goes, yes, I know you recognize blah, blah, blah of whatever company she was in. And Lily says, I'm surprised that Nate let you handle a meeting like that, of that caliber instead of him. That's because Nate has every faith in me. I'm now the CEO of Newman Media. I think she even conveniently forgot to mention interim CEO, right, of Newman Media. And Lily looked at her. She goes, why, you work awfully fast. And so Audra says, and by the way, Lily, thank you. She goes, for what? For firing me from Chancellor Winters. Now I'm able to live up to my full business potential. Okay, for one, we hired you as an IPO consultant, and you were selling company secrets to the man that put you there. So you were living up to your full potential at Chancellor Winters, Audra, right? So Nate walks up and Nate says, oh, so already your new employee is taking your job. I told you had to watch this one. And Nate is like, Lily, you don't have the whole story. I'm at interim COO of Newman Enterprises in Nick's absence. Audra is interim CEO of Newman Media. And so Lily looked at Audra and she goes, oh yeah, she conveniently forgot she conveniently left that part out. And Audra says, no, she didn't give me an opportunity to say it. So Lily says, oh my goodness. So she goes, Audra, I need to talk to my cousin. So she talks to Nate and she says, Nate, you know what? I haven't seen you since Neil's, the christening or whatever, launching or debut of the jazz lounge for Neil. How have you been? Because she goes, I feel we made some headway, and he goes, well, I do too. She goes, how have you been? He goes, I've been good. Things are going very well. She says, good. So she says, she asked him, she goes, look, I want to warn you. Be careful of Audra. I was going to warn you, look, be careful of Audra and Victoria, but look, Audra's already rising to the ranks. And he goes, oh, well, let me also inform you. Victoria and I are seeing each other. And she looked at Nate and she goes, oh, well, okay. Just be careful. See you later, Nate. See, she didn't go all off on him because there's no reason to go all off on him because they don't have that kind of relationship anymore, right? And in her mind, she's thinking, yes, you all, this is a hot snake circle going on. Victoria, Nate, Audra. Whoa, we got some vipers in the pit. All she got to do is sit back and watch, right? So Lily leaves, and Audra's like, so what? I know your cousin badmouthed me and Newman. And Nate goes, well, actually, no, she didn't. He goes, Lily is not that way. And in my mind, I'm thinking, unless she's fighting with her brother. But anyway, that's another story, right? Because she was that way with Devon when he was suing her. And he goes, no, Lily has a good heart. And she's like, oof, well, whatever. Now, mind you, it is early afternoon, has to be early afternoon. And him and Audra just got some champagne. They're sitting there, and I'm thinking, people believe in drinking and going back to work. What is all that? You know, how you gonna make sound decisions when you're inebriated, right? And so she goes, we are getting everything we've always wanted. And she goes, how's it going with Victoria? And he's like, oh, things are going real well with Victoria. We're about to make some moves. So then they go, well, toast to us. So they click their glasses, and oh, they're just cat's meowing it. And I'm thinking, Victor needs to see that. But of course, nobody did. And Nate says, well, listen, we better get back to the office because we've got a full day of work ahead of us. You know, us both being new in our positions. And I'm thinking, you could have fooled me because the drinks should have been after work. So Audra says, you go ahead. I've got something I need to take care of. Now, mind you, she still doesn't know about the earrings and the flowers that Kyle said, but she's trying to figure out how she's gonna, dangle Kyle on this little tightrope, little puppet strings, right? So Lily comes to Devon's house because she wants to let him know that, oh, look, I got to tell you this. There's some changes at at Newman. Audra is now interim CEO of Newman Media. Nate is COO of Newman Enterprises. And he goes, wow, that was fast. And she goes like, right? And so then she goes, and here's something else. Nate is seeing Victoria. And she looks at Devon, and he's like, and she goes, wait a minute. Something tells me you already knew that. And he says, yes, Elena told me Nate cheated on her with Victoria. And Lily says, oh, and why didn't you tell me? He said, because that's Elena's business. And I didn't want to gossip about her. And so Lily said, yeah, you know what? Okay. She understood that. Because really, Devon he never really has been a gossiper. Now, he may holier than thou to Nate say, yeah, because he did. He says, yeah, I heard you cheated on Elena with Victoria, but he didn't go and he didn't tell Tim or he didn't tell Chance. Oh no, because Chance was involved. He couldn't tell Chance. He didn't go and tell Billy, hey, my cousin Nate cheated on his girlfriend Elena with Victoria, your ex. Devon is not like that. So anyway, he says, but Lily, you know what? I have to ask you something. And she says, what? And he says, told her about they're going to be moving into the Chancellor house. He and Abby didn't make that decision. And Chance told Abby, she told Chance, and he says he'll be out by the end of the week because he found another place. And so we're going to be moving. And Lily says, I didn't ever think I would see you leave this place. And he says, you know what? I probably never would have. But this is best for little Dom. He needs more space. And the Chancellor Mansion has everything he could need growing up, right? And so she goes, yeah, that is going to be a good place for him. And he says, I almost turned it down because she goes, this place has a lot of memories. She says, this was the last place. And Devon said, yeah, that dad was alive. That I know. He said, and for that very reason, I almost turned the offer down. He said, but you know what? I have to think of my son and what's going to ultimately be best for him. He says, and then I thought about you. He said, how would you like to move into this place? And she said, wait, what? How do you feel about it? She goes, well, I mean, the place has always been beautiful. I've always liked your place. It's always been beautiful. She's like, but I don't know. I didn't think. He goes, Lily, we could keep this in the family. I would feel good about you being here because of what this place means to me. She goes, you know what? I do like the fact that I feel dad's presence is here. She says, that's something for me to think about, because look, the other place, she and Billy got together, right? So she goes, And then what's her name? Abby comes home, says she just chances ago, they're moving at the end of the week. And Devon's like, wow, that was fast. She goes, yeah, he already found a place. And so Devon looked at Lily and said, okay, Lily. And Abby says, has she said yes yet? And she looks at Lily and Lily says, you know what? Yes, I would love to move in. Because Devon said, the only negative is you're going to be living across the hall from our cousin. And she's like, oh, that's not nothing. Because look, they don't hardly even see each other, none of them. So that's going to be interesting. Isn't it funny how they're keeping the set still tight? Devon's place has always been a fixture set on The Young and the Restless since he bought it. And now we're going to just open back up the Chancellor House, even though they've showed it periodically since Abby moved out. We haven't really seen Lily and Billy's old place. So that's one set they don't need, and they could keep things going. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be pretty cool. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. Lily, the actress, Crystal, she's already hiding her baby bump with the dress she had, and she kind of had her purse in front of her stomach, with her bag, two things in front of her little baby bump, because she's got a little baby bump. You can see it, but the dress hid it very well with a little sash in the front, kind of covering it. But yeah, she's pregnant, and it's going to be interesting to see how they write it. But you know what? They have a very good way of not addressing a pregnant woman if they don't plan on her being pregnant on the show. I mean, when was the last time we've seen Chelsea stand up? And she's pretty far along now. So Lily will be just fine. They will put her behind her desk a lot of the time. She will be sitting down. She's going to do very well because there was speculation. Hey, maybe they're going to write a baby. But no, Lily she had a hysterectomy with that cancer. There's no way she can get pregnant, none, unless they're going to be doing some whole reproductive organ transplants, which I don't think they're doing. Human science has not gotten that far to where they could do that. So they're just going to have tastefully right around the fact that she's pregnant. And in reality, everybody, how much do we really, really see Lily? We don't really see her that much. Now that the whole Devon storyline has fizzed down, we don't see Lily that much. So they'll be able to do right by her, because I think this is the first time, or perhaps, look, while they had her in jail for those 2 years, perhaps she had a baby during that time. But other than that, with her being on the show, this is like the first time that I've seen they've had to write around her being pregnant in real life. So, and the actress is not that young in real life. So, she does have to think about her parenting, because look, acting is her day job. Being mommy is her lifetime job. So maybe she's thinking about her lifetime job. She wants to be mommy. So if I find out, I may do some digging to see does she have any other kids. But anyway, she said yes, so they're very happy. So Summer's packed up. She's ready to go. She has a little, she doesn't have everything, but she has enough. Her little bag and her purse. And she's looking sad as she's wheeling it in the living room, but she's looking for some more of her stuff. And Kyle walks in and he goes, "You're moving out already?" And she goes, "There's no reason to prolong it." And she looks at him, "Is there?" Like she wanted him to say, "Well, let's give it some time." And he goes, so she goes, "Well, okay." Like she's like, and she got a little tear kind of running down her face, but she wasn't gonna do no Kyle, because she was thinking about, their various breakups, you know. But of course they couldn't go too far because the other actress, her last name is Hunter. I forget her first name, or maybe her first name's Hunter, playing Summer. Is for a large part. This Summer just came into play when Kyle came back from Milan and Jack told him Diane was alive. And when Summer finally came, that's when this was the new actress. So it had been the other Summer all this time. So anyway, she says, "Well, you know what? There's only one thing left to do." So she says, "Harrison, can you come down?" And Harrison came down, and it's funny, his hair's not as blonde anymore. It's darkening, and they cut it. Well, not, his real life parents. And they cut his hair. And they're telling him and they're talking to him. And my thing was the way the little boy was acting or not acting, I thought, did they wake him up from his sleep? Because he had no reactions, and he's had more reactions in the past, right? And so I was like, he would just look at Summer when she was talking, and he would look at Kyle. And then they're like, "Do you understand?" He barely would do you know. I mean, I would have loved to have seen, "Mommy, I don't want you to go," something. Because remember, they used to have him talk. "I want Dee Dee. I want Dee Dee to go to the doctor with me. I want Dee Dee to read me a story." I mean, they would have him talk. Today would have been a good opportunity to say, "Mommy, I don't want you to go." I mean, okay, he may not have to go full tears because he may not be there yet as a young little actor. Some of them are, though. Some young little ones can get all in it, right? But I was just like, wow, okay. That was pretty cool because he didn't have a reaction. She hugged him. "I'm going to see you all the time." He just half hugged her. And next scene, I guess Kyle took him upstairs because Kyle comes back downstairs and he goes, "Well, that went better than expected." And I thought, well, yeah, that went emotionless. So yeah, it did go better than expected, right? And Summer said, "Yeah, but it's hard on him. What's going to happen in the night when he wakes up and he's calling for me?" And so Kyle says, "I will make sure I pick up the phone and I call you and you can talk to him and comfort him over the phone." And he goes, "In Summer, you do know you can come by and you can still see Harrison as much as you want." She goes, "It won't be the same." He says, "Yeah, but you know what? You'll still be able to see him." So she goes to roll out and he goes, "Let me help you with your bag." She goes, "No, I've got this." And he goes, "Oh," and he did tell her, "I talked to my father and I'm going to step away from Marchetti. Marchetti is all yours." And so she goes, "Okay." She didn't say nothing else about it. Like, okay, good. Because me and your father already talked about it, right? So Kyle decides he's going to go back to the office after Diane is still in there talking to Jack. Now, she's brand new to her position. Do you think she could get some work done? Jack, too. So he walks in and he goes, they look at the look on his face, and Diane says, "Kyle, what's wrong?" And Jack says, "What's going on, Kyle?" And he goes, "Summer moved out." And Jack says, "Wait, already?" He goes, "Yeah, she left And we had to tell Harrison. And Don's like, how did he take it? And he goes, well, it wasn't easy. It was one of the hardest conversations, that we've had with him, but he's gonna be okay. And so he goes, but I did want to come back and give you my answer. And Jack says, okay, good, good. Because I told you we're gonna find you a really good position here at the company. And he goes, no, that won't be necessary because I'm declining your offer. I'm leaving Jibbo effective immediately. And Kyle walks out of there, and Jack was like, wait, what? And Diane's like, huh? And he walks on out of there. And I said, boy, that was a bratty move, Kyle. Brat move. Right? But it's good he made brat move like that because, see, Kyle will sell company secrets like there's nobody's business. Remember, he was giving Victor information company stuff on Adam. And then before, when he was pissed at Jack when he was younger and Victor was recruiting him to work for him, he was backstabbing his father and Jabot, giving all the information to Victor and then letting it come out that he worked for Victor, right? To hurt Jack. So yeah, that's Kyle. That is Kyle. So I said, okay, this is going to be interesting. We know he's not going to go work for McCall Unlimited because Adam hates him and he hates Adam. Chancellor Winters, I don't see them having a job for him. Do you? Not anything that he's saying that won't be a demotion because he don't want a demotion. So Chancellor Winters won't have a position for him. I hope he doesn't try to go around and do the whole Newman Enterprises thing again. But guess what? What would he do? So Audra texted him to meet her and at the coffee house. And she's talking about, yeah, I had a few minutes and I thought I would squeeze you in, give you a little bit of my valuable time. And Kyle just looks at her and she goes, wait, what's going on with you? Because she could see the look on his face. He says, Summer moved out. And Audra says, I hope it's not from what we did. Because see, she ain't ready for that to get out. Because Summer is Victor's granddaughter, right? She want to do her dirt undercover for now. And he goes, no, it has nothing to do with that. Summer and I have been having problems way before this. And so she goes, okay, good. And he says, and that's not all. Summer's going to be given Marchetti. So I'm no longer CEO of Marchetti. So I walked away from the family company. And Audra's like, wait, you what? And then she's leaning back like, And I'm thinking, is she going to offer him? Look, until you get yourself settled or you figure out what you want to do. The COO position at Newman Media is available. Because remember, Audra's now CEO, her old position's available. Okay. Because I was going to say, Kyle doesn't know anything about media, but guess what? Yes, he does. They had to market Jabot's products for years, really. Kyle actually has more business knowledge than Audra does. Honestly, Audra's never worked in the position she's working in right now. Just like she's learning it, Kyle could be her COO. Because remember, that office is the one that gets the most action on the couch. The sheets are still in the bottom drawer of the credenza. So watch. It'll be Audra is going to convince Nate she needs, Kyle. I mean, Kyle's available. He's valuable. And she wants to hire him temporarily. So we'll see. We'll see if that's how that goes. So let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. We've got I am says Victoria is going to lose Newman Industries and Victor is going to be livid. And then Nancy says, Nancy's not happy. Nancy said, just to set the record straight, I was not the one that dropped the spoiler. I was trying to let you know that it was from Monday's show, which you did, Nancy, which someone had already said in another comment. And I was thinking, well, anyway, I read so many comments between General Hospital's comments and these. I believe it was from the day before. However, you will not have to worry about any other comments coming from me, spoilers or not, with exclamation marks. This is the one comment you don't have to read aloud. Too late, because everybody else can read it. Because you put it there in the comments so everybody else can read it. I'm going to read it aloud, as I am not sure others have already read it. Yeah, others have already read it. This is my final comment. For your information, just in case you don't understand it to begin with, I understand it. For one thing, Nancy, I think you were a new listener and commenter, and you didn't understand that a lot of things I say are a joke, except for I do say, don't do spoilers. Stop. Don't be looking ahead and then coming on, putting in comments, messing it up for everybody. I say that all the time, Nancy, but since you're new, you just didn't know that, right? I didn't know that would hurt your feelings. It's like, I everybody can kind of know that's kind of my style. I'm not rude. I wasn't being rude to you. I'm like, Nancy, are you doing a spoiler? No spoilers, Nancy. That's all that was, right? That was in light fun. I'm sorry you got very, very upset about it, but you know what? Unfortunately, yeah, this may not be the recap channel for you, because I'm sure if that really, really upsets you, other things I'm going to say in comment corner is going to really upset you as well. I love to entertain people. I would love to have continued to entertain you with my comments, but I do understand, look, I'm not for everybody. And that's okay with me. Seriously. There are so many other recap channels on YouTube, so many others, that I'm sure you probably already had a favorite one that you've been listening to and commenting on for years. And I just don't meet up to that particular other channel person or YouTuber. And that's okay. There's subscribers for everybody. So anyway, LaShanta says, Audra's not mommy material. Diane won't like her. She's much too much like her. Mariah doesn't like Audra because of Noah. That is so true. Audra's going to have a hard way to go. LaShanta says, Nikki and Victor created that monster. Remember, Vicky had brash and sassy. She ran it to the ground, but she constantly looked down on Adam. I can't wait till Audra eats him up. Are you talking about Kyle? Because Audra's not going to eat up Adam. It'd be the other way around. Oh, you're talking about Kyle because you said he charged that on his credit card. He wants Summer to see that. I know that. I was thinking, charge it to my credit card. I'm thinking, okay, Summer is going to see that. But Nick telling Adam to stay away from Sally, but he is all in Sharon's grill. But it's okay for him to work with Sharon. But remember, he told Sally no about working with Adam. Nick is a double standard, right? See, that's different because see, me and Sharon go back and forth way back, way back. I mean, don't ask how Faith is so much younger than Noah. Because see, Sharon and I will go in and out the years, just like him and Phyllis, in and out the years. Nick loves to go stay in contact and go in and out with his exes. That is just Nicholas. But anyway, that's it for Comic Corners. Comic Corners. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of The Young and the Restless.